Michael.
And the audience has voted for our subject this time, Michael, which is...
Superheroes.
Oh, yeah.
So, thank you everybody for voting and also for letting us know what irks you about superheroes.
Yeah. We have a few things ourselves.
We have a few things ourselves. We're going to go through what you guys have sent in first of all.
Mm-hmm.
So, Zach, if you want to take the first one.
Yeah, okay. I suppose the first Irked comment was about crazy battles between unlikely candidates. Freshman commented Captain America against Thanos and Ultron. So I did a little looking at that. Batman against Superman. Sentry versus Human Torch. But I think for me, Squirrel Girl and Thanos, apparently,
Yeah.
I didn't know about that one.
That happened. She beat Thanos.
How?
She actually did. That is a good question.
What is her power anyway?
It's squirrel manipulation. I don't know.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, that is the power scaling, basically. A dumb power scaling in films is the paraphrased comment he's put underneath that.
Yeah.
And honestly, that is one of the things that irks me as well, because they will put matchups in films that should not be anywhere near even.
Yes.
And yet they will make them even and they will fight to a standstill. It's just like, no.
And you'll be watching the scene and you'll be thinking, hold on, shouldn't this character do this now?
Yeah.
Like when Ultron is against Captain America in Iron Man Age of
Ultron.
That's the one. And they're fighting like on top of is it on top of the truck?
Yes, on top of a truck.
Yeah, so I watched that again the other day, just a little bit of topic research. And I thought, well, if I was Ultron right now and I was against Captain America and I had just rid him of his shield, which he does, I've got laser eyes, right?
Yeah.
And I would say probably logic versus ego. If I was Ultron, logic would probably win. I wouldn't be so concerned over my hand-to-hand combat prowess. I would just want to laser him with the eyes. I mean,
see, that's what gets me is, I like Captain America. I do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I really do. But every single film he's been in, they've made him stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
So he goes from struggling to bend a metal railing in Captain America: The First Avenger.
Yep.
There's a bit where the warehouse is burning down. He bends his metal railing so he can jump across to the other side.
That's right, yeah.
Then in The Winter Soldier, he literally tethers a helicopter to the ground with his bare hands.
Yeah,
now, it's an awesome scene.
What a bicep!
It's incredible. I mean,
I'll never forget it.
He's even like holding it with his hands face down. Then he turns one the other face up.
Yeah,
so it's just
he's like, I can do this. This is just for show.
Exactly. I mean, it's a great scene and everything.
Get the chopper to the ground.
But it's like, how does he go from, struggling to bend a normal iron bar, which I think regular
Does he get
strong.
stronger? I mean,
I don't think he's meant to. I mean, he's kind of meant to be like peak strength, isn't he? It's not like if he works out more, he gets stronger. He's Captain America.
Surely, if anything, he should get weaker through the films.
He's always as strong as he can be.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah. For true fans, that is a disappointment.
It is a bit of a pain.
Like when he is fighting... we're going to assume that everyone who's listening to this podcast has seen Endgame.
Okay. Yeah, let's put a little spoiler alert here. If you haven't seen Endgame, we're going to start talking about it.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen Endgame, you should not be listening to this podcast. But I mean,
if you're a Marvel fan, let's be honest, you've seen Endgame.
You obviously have, yeah.
Yeah.
So, spoiler alert. So, basically I've completely forgotten what it was I was about to say. Yeah. So, Captain America versus Thanos. Again, I'm thinking when it's with someone that supposedly that powerful.
I like that.
One of the ultimate.
See, I did like that though, because he didn't have the Infinity Gauntlet, and Captain America had Mjolnir as well.
Oh, he's worthy.
which was awesome.
He's so worthy.
I wanted Spider-Man to be worthy as well.
Can we just address something?
What?
How long has he been worthy for?
I think he's actually not been worthy for as long as a lot of people say, because a lot of people are saying that in Age of Ultron, when he goes to lift the hammer, he's worthy since that point.
Yeah.
I don't think he was.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he was.
I don't think he was. I think he would have picked that up because they're saying, oh, he didn't want to hurt Thor's feelings. I think he would have just picked it up and like handed it to him. But I think he wasn't worthy until after Captain America's Civil War and all that stuff with Tony's parents and the Winter Soldier came out.
Yeah. See, I watched one or two YouTube videos on this, and I'd go with the former. I reckon that he was worthy the whole time. Because,
you reckon he was worthy the entire time?
Yeah, because everyone else who tries to lift Mjolnir, impossible. Can't do it at all. Captain America actually budges it.
He does budget.
He does budget. And Thor's like, what? What's going on? And then he lets it go. And Thor's like, woo!
I think they kind of retcon that. I think when they originally made the Age of Ultron film, they were saying, he's sort of worthy. He's close. He's not quite there.
Oh,
and then half worthy. And then when the writers of the, Age of Endgame and Infinity War, then they went back and said, oh yeah, he was worthy the whole time, because that's the story they had in mind. Which is kind of actually leads into one of the things that irks me about superheroes is them getting retconned by different writers at different times. Right. So their feats in comic books are totally inconsistent. And that's kind of related to Freshbeard's comment as well. It's like the stuff they do in comic books versus what they do in films. In films now, it's annoying because they can literally put anyone of any power level against anyone else and say, yeah, but it was in the comics. And it's like, well, yes, okay, but every superhero's had 50 storylines in the comics. So it could be from any one of them.
And also, you have to think about it logically. I mean, I
Captain
suppose...
America should not be on a level with Thor.
No.
Captain America...
No, he shouldn't, because... No. Thor has like these extra lightning things going on.
Thor is so much stronger than Captain America. It is unreal.
Arguably the strongest Avenger.
Yeah. Definitely.
Or maybe not arguably, maybe actually the strongest Avenger.
Definitely the strongest Avenger based on the stuff we've seen so far. If you're going just by MCU films, he has displayed the most strength. In Infinity War, he literally just stands and tanks a star exploding and the explosion being channeled through him.
That's true. That is true.
Okay? He's basically taking the power of a sun.
Did he try wearing the gauntlet? I can't remember.
No, he didn't. He didn't actually try it.
Why?
I don't know.
That seems like an obvious choice to me.
I do think he probably...
Tony's like, sorry, mate, doesn't fit your biometrics. Lol.
I think he would have died. I do.
Really?
I think Thor would have died, definitely. I think Hulk is the only one who could take it.
But he tried, didn't he? And it, really hurt him.
I mean, it really hurt him, but he lived.
He did. Do you think he could... Well, I mean, to be fair, major spoiler alert here, okay, guys. Seriously, if you haven't seen Endgame, what are you doing on this podcast? But when Tony snaps his fingers, he is able to wear it long enough to do that. Yeah.
But it's not until it hurts when you're wearing it, but it's not until you use the stones that then it frazzles you. I mean, Thanos, he was wearing it for ages.
Yeah.
And he was fine, but it was only when he did do the snap that then it ruined his arm as well, even more than Hulk's.
I can't even remember what his arm looked like.
It's completely can't use it at all. That whole side, he's even limping on that side where his leg is.
Wow. Half of the planet wiped out and he lost his arm.
Half of his body
was
wiped
it worth
out.
It, Thanos?
Half of the universe wiped out.
Well, yeah, that too.
So, I feel we've covered that one pretty well. Thank you for commenting there. We have Lady Grey Food has asked, or rather commented, what irks her about superheroes is the actor playing the character changing in between films.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, I get that
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
because
Inconsistency.
I'm still... It really does annoy me when... It doesn't bother me so much when that's done really well. Like with War Machine, the casting got better. With Hulk, the casting got better.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but the thing is though, with Hulk, it was like a different set of movies each time. Whereas with War Machine, it was the same set of movies, but a different actor.
yeah, well,
Which
no,
I
well
didn't like.
the Edward Norton Hulk is still part of the MCU.
Yeah. I just feel like they would different animals.
What does annoy me though is how there are actors playing superheroes absolutely brilliantly, and because the films they're in have not been very good, they've not done well, they're now leaving. So I for one,
Who has done this?
this is not a very popular opinion. I thought Ben Affleck was a brilliant Batman, and honestly,
No.
oh, he was in bad film, definitely. I'm not debating that, but he was a good Batman in Batman v Superman. He was actually perfect. He was, man, and
Maybe he just had like a bad job.
the best
You know what I mean?
Batman scene we've ever gotten was in
Okay.
Batman v Superman.
I'm nervous. What scene is this?
That's the
you're referring
warehouse scene where he goes to save Superman's mum.
to?
That is the best Batman action scene there has ever been. And even people who hate Batfleck will
Batfleck.
they will acknowledge
Wow.
they will acknowledge that that scene is incredible.
Okay. What about? Now we have to address. I'm sorry. And this might be a bit cliche, and ever so slightly controversial. We might have our account hacked, even maybe. But when Batman is, sitting or standing over Superman,
The Martha.
holding the kryptonite spear,
Yep.
which is like I can't describe. That's pretty awesome. Okay, let's say he did manage to get to that point where he's standing over the most powerful thing that anyone's ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like there's even like a logical point of reasoning. He just goes, "Save Martha," and the guy's like, "What? Why did you say that name? Save Martha. Why did you say that name?" And then Amy Adams comes in and she's all like, "That's his mother's name." And he's like, "Oh, I guess I won't kill him then. Like the stakes are so much lower now."
See, I really get that now. I didn't like Justice League
No.
at all.
Okay,
so,
tell me what you didn't like about Justice League.
well, I'm not quite done with Batman v
okay,
Superman
alright,
yet.
fine. We'll move on to
I was so excited for Batman v Superman. I loved Man
yeah.
of Steel.
that. I wanted it to be really good. Man
Honestly-
of Steel. Oh yeah.
Man
yeah.
of Steel,
I really liked Man of Steel.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And I think
100%.
that's actually gotten more popular the longer that goes by. Because when it came out, there were a lot of people saying it was rubbish. And now,
No, I don't think so.
everyone I've spoken to have said that they love Man of Steel. I think that's a brilliant Superman film.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
When it comes to Batman v Superman, I think the lead up to them battling is brilliant. I think Ben Affleck does a really good job of playing an older Batman, and Henry Cavill is a perfect casting choice for Superman. He is actually perfect.
I agree. Yeah.
The things that let that film down were, one, it just wasn't finished properly. So that whole Martha moment was just
Yeah.
kind of like, what? It's like, okay, we get where you're coming from. Your
Yeah.
mums were both named Martha,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
Batman has this moment of realization that Superman, even though he's alien, is even more human than he is, and they can be friends forever.
Yeah.
But it was just, it didn't work.
No.
The other
it did
thing
not.
that didn't work was Lex Luthor.
Okay.
The
yeah.
casting of Lex Luthor in that film was not great.
Okay. Yeah.
I was excited when I saw the pictures. Is it Jesse Eisenberg? Is that his
Yeah.
last name?
Jesse Eisenberg. Yeah.
I was excited when I saw the pictures of him as Lex Luthor because I was like, this guy's a great actor.
Yeah.
He could be seriously menacing.
Yeah.
but he just wasn't. And it was like, no, dude, I get you're trying to do something different with Lex Luthor, but Lex Luthor does not need changing.
What was Lex Luthor meant to be like in the comics originally?
In the comics, Lex Luthor is a genius.
Yeah.
He is basically like an evil Iron Man.
Does he start off bald, or does he become bald?
I think it depends. There's different stories about him losing his hair. I think the most popular ones is that he was always bald and bullied because of it. But he is like, even though he has no superpowers, he is the most dangerous supervillain there is.
Because of the tools that he has at his disposal.
Because he's so ingenious. He has bucketfuls of kryptonite. And he's just out to get Superman. He's been elected president in the comics.
Wow,
as well.
I did not know that.
He's become Superman himself in the comics.
Sorry, what?
Like
How?
He's not become Superman himself. He's become like a replacement Superman, basically. Because in one universe, Superman dies, and then
how does he keep dying?
Lex Luthor kind of markets himself as the new Superman.
Wow. And they believe him?
They do.
Do they not? Are they not like? But this dude doesn't have hair.
Yeah.
Superman has a perfect quiff.
Well, then, but then there was also talking maybe of getting Bryan Cranston to play Lex Luthor.
Oh, okay.
Which would have been perfect.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
If you had either Jesse Eisenberg just playing a bit of a darker Lex Luthor, or
yeah.
I mean, I thought Lex Luthor's plan was actually pretty good. As like I like introduction to him, and he's like, your mum's being held somewhere else. I haven't even let them tell me where.
Yeah.
That's a good way to get control of Superman.
Do you feel like it was a bit too jokery?
No, not really.
Do you not think so?
I mean,
I know he wasn't wearing makeup.
What else is Lex Luthor supposed to do against Superman?
Oh yeah, no, okay, something like that. Yeah, fine. Like in the way he actually did it. But I mean in his character.
Oh, in the portrayal of that.
A bit like
yeah, it was just kind of like
ding,
if
ding,
he
ding,
was
ding, ding, and that annoying thing he does at the end of it.
If he was more if he was darker and more calculated about the whole thing, it would have been better.
Perfect Lex Luthor.
So if
also bald.
If they just change Lex Luthor and the Martha moment,
yeah,
that film,
everything about it basically.
Well,
I do like the line, "Tell me, do you bleed?"
Yeah, see the film is full of brilliant moments like that. There's a bit. I mean, Batman. That's the bit Batman chasing him, chasing bad guys around a corner. Superman just stands there and takes the full force of the Batmobile crashing into him.
Yeah, I know. He's like, ding.
You know what I love most about that moment?
What's that?
Is that he flies on top of the car, rips the doors off it, and Batman, he's not even in the special armor or anything, literally just stands face to face with Superman.
That is a good moment.
And it's just like, dude, that guy could kill you in an instant, and he's just like, and what?
He could, but I think the saving grace of the concept is that Superman isn't normally the kind of person to do that. So in that sense, Batman could potentially gain an advantage, which is why I say it's possibly viable that he could be standing over him with a kryptonite spear.
I mean, the only reason that Batman got to that point was because Superman let him. Like, Superman
Superman could have just thrown him into outer space if he wanted to.
Superman, I mean, he throws him on top of a building.
Tell me, do birds fly?
And then at one point, he just like taps him on the shoulder, and it sends him 50 feet backwards into a brick wall. And it's only
personally, I'd be physically hurt by that.
I mean, he gets the first kind of he's never encountered kryptonite before, so that first one, even though he catches a little canister, does take him does catch him off guard.
Yeah.
But then he recovers from that. And
yeah.
And it's like he's really going easy on Batman because he's like, I could destroy you.
Yeah, because Batman really starts pummeling into him, doesn't he?
Now,
and then as he recovers, you think,
then eventually he punches his jaw and it doesn't even move.
Yeah.
And then Batman looks at him and his eyes just go wider, and you're just like, yeah, you've messed up. But that is what DC does much better than Marvel. Because I like Marvel films, I like DC films.
Are you about to make me cry?
No, what DC does much better than Marvel is have different power levels. It will clearly show, like in Justice League. Yeah. I'm not defending the film, I think it wasn't a good film, all things considered. I did enjoy it myself, being a massive Superman fanboy. But, like, Superman comes along and single-handedly defeats the villain that the others have been struggling with the whole time.
He flipping takes his time about it. He's like, first let me catch a building.
Yeah, but he's saving people. That's Superman.
Yeah, but he could defeat... I can't remember his name.
Steppenwolf.
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 Steppenwolf. Not Steppenmorph, everybody. It is Steppenwolf, we can confirm. He could just defeat him, run off, catch the building. He definitely had time.
Well, I get where you're coming from because he's so fast.
Yeah.
But his number one priority at all times is
Yeah.
civilian casualties.
Yeah, but...
But then at the end, he's literally like, I mean, he gets a good couple of hits on Steppenwolf, goes off to save people, and then he comes back and he's literally like, are you guys still struggling with this guy? Like, seriously?
Yeah.
And
I had too much faith in you mere mortals.
he freezes Steppenwolf's axe with his breath. Like, there's just nothing to
I forgot
him.
about that.
He freezes that, and there's a bit he flies in, and he literally just is floating above Steppenwolf using his laser eyes, and he's pummeled into ground. There's nothing he can do. And I loved that, because even though now in the films that have come out afterwards, there's Wonder Woman seriously leveled up.
I thought it was a fantastic film.
I thought Wonder Woman was brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant.
I loved Aquaman as well. Seriously leveled up. And a lot of people were angry because Superman beat them all so easily. But they were like...
Yeah, but it's Superman.
He's Superman, and as well, they're not nearly as powerful as they are now.
So what you're saying is in terms of power levels...
In terms of power levels,
right.
if he was holding off Cyborg, Wonder Woman and Aquaman as they are now, he definitely wouldn't have been able to do it so easily. I think he probably still would have been able to do it, but not... I mean, he was just like joking with them.
Yeah, I suppose.
Which was another thing, a great scene in Justice League, is when Superman's first awakened.
Do you think so?
Brilliant scene. I thought so.
I just think if
definitely the best scene out of the whole film.
If he was evil Superman, I just feel like, surely then his moral compass is thrown out the window.
But I mean, he would have
of the Data Planet.
He would have killed Flash, and he was going to kill Batman.
His face-off with Flash actually was really cool.
I mean, there's this moment where Flash starts running towards him.
Yeah.
And his
Superman
eye
is
just
turning
moves.
around, and Flash is like, oh, no.
Yeah, literally, so Flash has never seen anything move nearly as fast as he does.
He's like, Zoom isn't even this good.
He just sees his eye turn to him, and you see his face drop.
Yeah.
And when Superman swings for him, and twice, and he knocks out a marble pillar. If he caught Flash then, Flash was a goner.
Good night.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Superman nearly takes out Wonder Woman, and he was going to kill Batman until Lois Lane shows up and he kind of remembers.
Yeah, that's convenient. It's like a Hulk and Hulk Betty.
I did quite like that though. I mean, if anyone is going to bring Superman back, it's going to be the love of his life, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose. Or his mum.
Yeah, well, she was there as well, wasn't she?
Mother.
Was she there at the same time? No, she wasn't there at the same time. I was wrong. No,
no, I don't.
He goes to visit her afterwards.
How do I meet Gal Gadot? Just by the by.
How do you meet her?
Yeah. How do we do that?
I mean,
how do we make that happen? Special guest appearance. That's
as guest appearance, Gal Gadot is Wonder Woman.
Gal, just
I think
like and subscribe.
I think we would need a much bigger podcast to do that.
Nah, she's definitely listening.
Yeah.
And she would do it as well.
Okay.
Anyway, Justice League. So yeah, no, I just feel like with Superman's moral compass out the window, it would have been easy for him to just whip through. Flash is probably the most difficult one he would have had an issue with, not because of his strength, but purely because he's slightly more difficult to catch than the others.
I think Wonder Woman, if he was like struggling to beat them, out of any of them, it would have been Wonder Woman.
Okay, yeah.
Wonder Woman, she's not on Flash's level, but she's fast, and she is really strong.
She is fast and really. Are you fangirling right now?
Hey, I think Wonder Woman's brilliant. I loved Wonder Woman's film, and honestly, if anyone has
Yeah, to
if
be
anyone has even the slightest chance of beating Superman, it's Wonder
fair.
Woman.
Just with one look, to be fair. If I was running at her and I intended to hurt her, it would just take one look and I'd be like, whoa, okay, you win.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
fangirling. You're fangirling.
No,
Wonder Woman right
I'm
now.
not fangirling. I'm just saying that it's just that's a reality. You know, if I was a superhero and I'd like to think of myself
I
as...
mean, I'd actively avoid fighting Wonder Woman at all
Would you?
costs. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I suppose.
Even if I was Superman, I'd be a bit apprehensive. I mean,
You'd be like, whoa, hold on now. Hold on.
it'd be like
But doesn't she like grab his arm with the
the lasso
she
of
grabs him with the
truth.
lasso, but then he just like pulls her towards him.
Yeah.
So what else do you think she could? Do you think she could like run up to him and just go ding with her bracelet?
She was
destiny?
taking a bit easy there. She was taking a bit easy. She has
Yeah.
absolutely owned
She's
him
got
in the
such
comics
a good
before.
heart.
Yeah, but
Such
I mean,
a good heart.
there's that bit, isn't there, where he headbutts her and she kind of takes it, and if she
Yeah.
headbutts him and he's like, okay, so he flies in the air and headbutts her into the ground.
Who's got the stronger Glaswegian kiss?
Yeah,
I think it's me,
Superman,
you wee filly. Superman.
Wonder
Yeah.
Woman. And yeah, I mean, it was. Wonder Woman out of any of them has the best chance. I think Aquaman maybe if Superman was in the ocean.
I think Aquaman could beat Superman purely just with a sarcastic jibe.
Or is
honestly.
it- is
He's
that
just got
just
so
because
much wit? It's
Jason-
so funny.
Jason Momoa is an absolute beast, so maybe Jason Momoa could beat Superman just as himself.
Jason Momoa, played by Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa v Superman.
That please DC make that the next movie. Come on.
Not even Aquaman.
No, we don't. Yeah. What? Who is that anyway?
It'll just be like-
Jason Momoa. But have you seen him do the hacker? That's scary.
I know.
That's
It's like,
scary.
I mean, it's like that meme going round, and it's just got a picture of him and his bodyguards, and it's just like, what even is the point of Jason Momoa's bodyguards?
He doesn't need bodyguards.
Like that is
Wow.
not something he needs to worry about.
Jason, old buddy, old pal, if you're listening, like and subscribe, guest appearance, blah
Yeah,
blah blah.
yeah.
Okay. What? I mean, was there anything else about Justice League before we?
I mean, it was just the power scaling. I like how DC isn't afraid to have heroes at different levels and say literally,
I agree
this
with
guy
that,
this guy is
yeah.
above you in
Yeah.
power. Because in Marvel, it's honestly like, I mean, Black Widow takes on the Winter Soldier, and it's, no, absolutely not.
Well,
And then,
I don't know.
Or in Infinity War, I mean, I don't know. Do you know Proxima Midnight? One of the 4 henchmen of Thanos.
oh,
It's the woman with the spear, basically, that goes after Scarlet Witch and Vision at the beginning.
do you know? I can't remember. But
Well, she's like this giant alien woman. She's super powerful, really strong, excellent combatant, and Scarlet Witch really struggles to defeat her.
okay.
Okay? Later on, Black Widow is having no trouble fighting her.
Yeah, but that's because it's Scarlett Johansson. I mean,
But it's just like, no,
she's had more movie experience.
that shouldn't happen. Scarlet Witch takes on Thanos in Endgame,
Oh, yeah,
and an
that's-
incredibly badass bit rips the weapon he has in half and knocks him flying. And it's like, okay, you can do that, but you couldn't beat this other woman.
Yeah.
Yet Scarlett Johansson will come along and fight her, and it's like, no, that can't.
Yeah.
That should not happen.
Yeah.
That is the one thing. Obviously, Marvel has made better films. There's no way that you could say DC's team up films have been as good as Infinity War or Endgame. I like DC's heroes more than Marvel's, and I can't say that. But Marvel wants to. It's like it's trying to make all of its heroes even. And it's just like, no, you have to, and it's to
Yeah,
keep
just to make the
people.
fights more interesting.
Yeah, it's to keep the
Yeah,
battles more interesting and keep
yeah.
people,
In suspense as to
arguing about who's going to win and
right.
who's going to do what.
Mm.
Even in like Thor Ragnarok,
Mm.
they like give you that ambiguity to say, oh, but maybe Hulk would have won. It's like, no, he was getting
He
destroyed.
was getting destroyed. Can
Thor
we just take a
didn't
moment
even.
to appreciate Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah, what a film.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum. Words can't even.
Brilliant.
Words
Absolutely.
can't even.
Jeff Goldblum as Grandmaster Genius. Thor leveling up to an insane power level in that film.
Level 99, wasn't it?
I don't know. I honestly
I
don't
think
know.
it was.
I mean, he oh, he's ridiculous. And then they'll have him like arm wrestling Hawkeye or something ridiculous and be like, oh, yeah, but Hawkeye can do this because of whatever. And it's like, no.
Wait,
no.
that's not an actual scene, is it?
No, that's never happened, but that's something they would do.
I was going to say, I mean, yeah, that wouldn't really go down very well, would it?
Not really.
Not really. What do you rate Hawkeye highly as an Avenger? I mean, because they're,
I like him.
Yeah.
I mean, I like his character, especially in Endgame. But they do.
Oh, that first scene.
Oh, with him, yeah.
Oh,
Heartbreaking. Literally, you feel so bad for him in that movie.
Did I felt like it was me on that field.
And he was so good as Ronan as well. He was brilliant. But
Say that again.
as Ronan, that's when he's bad in Endgame. That's his name, Ronan.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Oh yeah, yeah. When Hawkeye turns bad in the comics in some parts, and he goes, that's his name, Ronan. So I think it means a masterless samurai.
Oh, what do you mean? Like when he's under Loki's influence?
No. I mean in Endgame when he goes round fighting gangsters all the time.
Oh yes. No, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
And they
about
have to.
that
They're
bit.
like, "Where's a Hawkeye?" And he's like, "Oh, he's off
That's
just
right.
killing bad guys.
Yeah,
We need to go find him."
Oh yeah. God, there's so much that happens in that movie. What
There
was
is
it?
a lot. I mean, it's like
Was
3
it
hours.
nine hours long? Was it?
Yeah, yeah, 19 hours long.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think there's a place for heroes like that, but
Yeah.
like you say, sometimes they are pitted against people that are just way too powerful for
I
them.
mean-
And it just looks too easy.
In Civil War, he takes down Vision for a little while with some electric arrows,
Yeah.
and it's just like no.
Science though, would it work? Wouldn't it work? Who
It's
knows?
superhero logic, but Vision is the most powerful person ever, and honestly, that was one thing I didn't like was in Infinity War was he was
I felt
wasted.
like he was yeah, absolutely.
You look at the
Yeah.
stuff he does in Age of Ultron, he's amazing.
Yeah, and yet, I mean, yeah, he faces off against Ultron at one point, but I feel like it could have been so much more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if Captain America is so well, okay, let's not even go back on that. The whole worthy thing. Why doesn't he use Mjolnir against Ultron? Maybe that is showing that he wasn't really. Yeah, no, Vision completely wasted. I think.
I mean, he was brilliant in Age of Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
It was a shame that they didn't include him more or make him more useful in the others.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we go. We do have one more comment on superheroes from Instagram.
Yeah.
This is from Joshua Byrne 98. Said, if you could have any one superpower, what would it be? Also says his would be flying.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is always an interesting question.
Now, I think you need to be when thinking of a superpower, you've got to be very specific.
Yes.
Because if you have super strength but not super bone density,
Okay.
when you punch through a wall, you're going to shatter your entire arm, but you'll succeed in punching through the wall.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
If
I
you
mean,
have,
I wouldn't. You would assume though that if you had super strength, you would have super motor still.
but even if you've got flight, that doesn't come with super speed. So maybe the fastest you can
No. Yeah. Yeah.
fly is
Yeah.
just as fast as you can run.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe.
Like, how fast can you fly?
But remember, without the influence of gravity, you surely would be able to fly faster than you could run.
Yeah, well,
Not necessarily at like a super speed, right? But
I mean, I think the best flying ever was from Banana Man. I'm not-
oh
have
my
you ever,
goodness,
for those
Banana
of you
Man.
for those of you who've never
Yes.
seen Banana Man, you should definitely Google it. It's amazing. And when he flies through the air, he swims, and he swims, but in midair, and that's how he flies, and that is
It's
genius.
from the Dandy comics, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just
Banana Man.
remember the old cartoon that my older
Yeah.
brothers used to show me, and there was a little boy named Eric, and when he eats a banana,
Yeah.
he becomes
yeah,
Banana
he's in
Man.
that point, isn't he? Yeah.
It's-
Wow,
it's
that
great.
takes me back. I just turned into a 9-year-old all over again.
Banana Man, brilliant.
So what would your power be?
Well, if you're kind of assuming like superhero logic, so if you have super
Yeah.
strength, you're like
Super density,
yeah,
etc.
you're like Captain America. You've got super
Or
bone
Luke
density
Cage.
as well. Or
Like
Luke
you wouldn't
Cage,
expect
something.
Luke Cage to hit a building
And
and
just
then
like-
get hurt.
Oh, my hand!
Oh, I destroyed that brick, but also my index finger is now at a right angle. Oh, he doesn't even talk like that, but yeah, whatever.
But I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know what, because any one power. I mean, flight is probably one of the most popular choices when
Yeah.
you ask people, because that would be amazing to fly. But again, how often are you really going to use that?
Oh, what? All the time.
Yeah, but then you'll be like the flying person, and people will always be hounding you because they see you flying.
Yeah, they'll be like, dude, I'll give you like, loads of money to fly.
I
me.
think I would
Right.
rather have teleportation.
Okay, that's a good one.
But teleportation, like Nightcrawler in X-Men, where you get the cool bang noise and you disappear in a cloud of blue smoke.
Yeah.
Because that's awesome.
Oh, yeah, we haven't even touched on the X-Men, have we? Maybe a round 2. Let us know if you want a round 2 on the superheroes.
Or if you want like a specific superhero movie.
Yeah.
Because we could both watch that, and then we could come up definitely with an hour's argument on that.
Oh, yeah.
We
Yeah.
differ greatly.
We could
on
even
these.
do little mini videos for the Insta. Just like
Yeah.
different scenes, like, oh, wait, what is this? What is it? Like, exactly like that. Can I say what my power would be?
Yes.
Actually, I don't know.
Oh.
But I think a choice of 2.
Yeah.
Telekinesis or telepathy.
See, I think telekinesis is a good shout
Yeah.
because you're basically a Jedi.
And surely if you had that, then you could fly anyway. You could lift yourself into the air.
Yeah, I mean, even if it wasn't that, maybe you could lift your own shoes with you in them. If that's
Right.
it. I mean,
Yeah,
that's how Magneto flies.
Yeah, precisely. Yep.
Although I
Yeah.
guess it's not limited to just his shoes. Otherwise, he's got to really try and balance.
No, like I think his helmet as well, and maybe to do with the like electrical signals in the body, blah blah blah.
I don't know.
Blah, blah, blah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Or,
But okay, so telekinesis or telepathy?
yeah, I really don't know which one.
I don't know
Would
if
be
I'd want
better.
telepathy.
That's the thing. Like you wouldn't want to be like, hey, make me be able to read minds, and then really regret it.
Exactly. I mean, what if you heard something you were just not prepared to hear?
Exactly.
And it's just like, oh...
You don't know what you're going to come across.
Well, exactly.
What if you start to read your own mind differently and scare yourself? Yeah, I think I choose telekinesis.
Yeah, I think it's just safer.
I'll leave the rest to James McAvoy.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah. So should we just comment on a few of the other things that were mentioned on just in relation to the Insta account? Or
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So we put a thing on the story asking, saying, ask us a question, anything on there. Thank you for those that replied.
Yaha.
So, I like the question. It's from Michaela House Gray. How did you come up with Irk?
Yeah.
Now,
That was you, wasn't it, Michael?
I like the word irked.
Mm-hmm.
It's always has been a favourite word of mine.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess we were thinking of doing a podcast for quite some time.
At least a week.
At least a week. Well, I mean, I've been thinking of doing a podcast for quite a while, but I didn't want to do it by myself.
No.
And then you were actually like, actually, I would totally do that with you.
Yeah.
And then
Here we are, 73 podcasts in. No, 6, sorry.
6, yeah.
Yeah, 6.
Almost 73.
Yeah. Oh,
And,
maths was never my strong point.
and we were just kind of talking, and generally our conversations consist of a lot of grumbling and complaining and
We do.
annoyance.
Yeah, how we talk over the podcast is the kind of conversation we have.
Yeah.
Which is actually, it's difficult because we keep finding ourselves having to stop talking about certain subjects.
Because
We're like,
you're
no, shut up. We'll talk about that on the podcast. And then
Yeah.
we just sit in silence for a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Start talking about something else.
Well, we were laughing about the word irked and just how irked we feel about things in general.
Yeah.
And then we had an idea about making irked t-shirts.
Yeah.
Saying like irked is coming, irked, irked sleep repeat.
Irked t-shirts. Yeah.
Or just a t-shirt that says irked on it. and then because we'd been talking about podcasts a little bit before that, you're saying and you were like, oh, I would do that podcast with you. We were like, oh, let's do the Irked podcast.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be complaining about stuff anyway.
So we might as well vocalize it.
So we may as well name our whole channel and Instagram and everything
by telling them about it.
Yeah, putting it online for everyone to hear
on the internet.
So
with the technology and everything.
Where it's there
One
forever.
person said, "Why are you both so handsome?" That was from Naughty Mike. Hold on, that's you.
Yes, I did put that. I did put that.
Oh, I'll leave that to you, Michael.
Well, I mean, I posted the story on the way to work, and I was like, I want to reply to see how it works, because I'd never done one of these question things before.
To be fair, it makes me feel very good about myself.
I was like, I wanted to reply, and I thought I need to ask a funny question because I know Zach is going to see this.
Why is it funny? I think that's a very.
And I was like, so why are you both so handsome? And I thought that would amuse you when you saw it, and you went, huh.
I'll give you the answer though.
Why?
Genetics. No, but yeah, that amused me. Thank you for that. There was a question: what irks you about scams? I can only assume it's pronounced deathbeth.
I think so. I mean, D3th, B3th.
D3th, B3th. By the way, great. You were great in Star Wars. What irks you about scams? I feel like that would be a topic for another podcast.
I'll give a condensed version.
Can we please? Because I hate it.
It's horrendous.
Not the comment, but the scams.
Yeah.
Because what irks me about scams is that some people that do that, they think they can just. I don't know where they find the gall to call particularly elderly people and say, hey, your computer has a virus and you need to pay to get rid of it. And they're like, oh, does it? Wow. So they're obviously worried. They go on the computer and they give them presumably their IP address. I sound like I've done this before. I'm not irked. It's my pastime.
Yeah.
And then they just ask for their bank details because they've actually just installed a virus on their PC. And they pay to remove the virus that person just put on. I don't know how someone can feel like that's okay to do that.
And then that has a knock-on effect to people who have had that done to them, because my job is being on the phone a lot, and a lot of elderly people are so worried that you are a scammer.
Just when you call them, Michael, to be fair.
No, but I don't call them. They call in.
What?
They
don't call you and go, hold on, are you a scammer?
I don't make outbound calls. That's not part of my job.
Yeah.
And yet this still comes up. So that's what I hate about scams, is it even makes my job difficult, and I'm not part of the scam.
Not only
I'm not the
part of
scammer or
you're-
the scammee.
you're
I'm a
inbound,
third
not
party.
outbound. I mean, that's wow.
Like, it's not like I would phone you, and if you said, "Oh, hi, you're speaking to Zach," I'd go, "Yeah, but are you really Zach?" It's like, I'm the one that phoned you.
Yeah, but it's about your accident that you had 2 years ago. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the accident I had 2 years ago. Yeah.
How did you know about that?
How did you know? You could really string someone along, couldn't you?
You could do.
You just get sworn at the end, though. You do. They're very nasty.
They are, yeah.
They can be very upsetting.
One thing, Diath, 3Biath.
D3F, B3F.
D3F, B3F.
Great in Star Wars.
Again.
Yep.
I don't know if you've already seen this. Everybody should go and watch this thing. I think the guy's name is James Veach, and he does this whole set of videos where he replies to scam emails,
Oh, brilliant.
and they are truly genius and absolutely hilarious. The replies he manages to get from these people are fantastic, and he makes a very good point. He says that by making these scam emails so ridiculous, they guarantee that anyone who replies to them are going to be the most vulnerable and or gullible people.
Yeah.
So anyone
That's
who's going to
such a
reply, because it is
diplomatic
so fake,
Yeah.
anyone who replies to it is clearly not very switched on when it comes to
The
that
is,
sort of
like,
thing.
If you don't, yeah, exactly, not switched on to it. Like, if you don't know, you don't know. And
Yeah,
there's
some
the danger.
really vulnerable people who don't know anything about scam emails are going to be the ones who reply to it.
Yeah.
And they get it's really quite something.
Well, perhaps we can finish on one of the last comments, which is from Pascal Savage, 91, who said, "Know any good podcasts?" Yeah, the Irked podcast.
I actually replied to him.
You did.
I did, yeah, and I said, "No, I don't. That's why we're trying to make one as a last resort."
Wee.
Wee.
Lads. Wee. A last resort. Oh,
Well, I mean, when you can't find other good podcasts to listen to, you've got to make one yourself, haven't you?
exactly. If you want a job done right,
Yeah. Make a podcast.
sit on a sofa and speak into a microphone. That's our motto. So, yeah, thanks everyone for listening. This has been Superheroes. Again, if you want a round 2 of superheroes or of anything that we've done, we're
exactly.
happy.
And as well, keep sending in comments, because we're quite happy to do any subject, really.
Within reason.
I mean, we're irked about pretty much everything.
We are, yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah.
keep sending in suggestions. We'll do another one of those question things. We'll do another vote when we've got a couple of subjects for next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
chuck some suggestions at us.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, do we need to say that anymore?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the entire nation is like, oh, yeah, obviously.
Subscribe.
Did I not subscribe yet?
Subscribe. To be fair, I do that. I've watched this one guy's videos for like half a year.
Really?
And
I'm
I've
not
not
subscribed.
I subscribed.
Actually, to be fair, yeah, I've done that.
I subscribed to him
Yeah.
yesterday,
Did you?
and I was like, oh yeah, why don't I just subscribe? Because I keep thinking he does like one video a week,
Yeah.
and I was just like, oh, actually, I keep having to try and remember when he's put a new video. I really like them.
You
I
should
was like,
subscribe.
why don't I do that? Then
Yeah.
I get notified when it happens. So you
Yeah.
should do that with us.
Yeah, if you want to hear our handsome and sultry voices,
Exactly.
what else are you going to do? There's nothing else you can do but listen to the podcast or call us, and you don't have our number, maybe. So, anyway.
Thank you everybody for listening.
Anyway.
Before Zach breaks out into song,
Oh,
you've been listening to Michael and Zach.
yes, you have.
Have a good week.